Did you hear the Brooks down the street got an eye sitter for their kids?
Yeah, I can't imagine having a machine take care of Max like that. It's crazy what things are coming to nowadays.
Oh, well, it's not all that bad. I mean, it's a lot less expensive in the long run.
Yeah, but I mean, while we're busy at work, the eye sitter is really the one who's taking care of Max. And do we really want Max being taken care of when he's learning and developing in those really early months by a machine?
Not really, no. I mean, we're still going to be there at the end of the day. All the eye sitter's going to do is just, teach him things.
Yeah, I know, but when Max is learning to walk and he falls down and scrapes his knee, of course the eye sitter will know to clean his scrape and to put a Band-Aid on, but he's not going to be there to comfort Max and tell him it's okay.
When we get home from work, we can give him all the tender love and care that parents are supposed to give their kids. In the meantime, though, the eye sitter is going to, know what procedures to follow in case something does happen, and they're going to be teaching his ABCs in a more efficient way than either of us ever could. He's going to be the smartest kid in his kindergarten class.
Yeah, but he's only going to be exposed to that artificial intelligence that the eye sitter has programmed in. What about the human interaction we had when we were a kid? I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't have that genuine love my parents gave me as a child. If we got an eye sitter, it would be the same thing as if we implanted a brain chip in Max's head.
No. We've talked about this before. The brain chip is an entirely different ballpark, okay? All the sitter is going to do is teach him whatever he needs to learn in the quickest and most efficient way possible. Putting the eye chip in is, having the entire internet in your brain as is. There's no learning curve, there's no nothing. You and I both know the benefits of trying to do something and then failing at it and learning from your mistakes.
I still don't see how the eye sitter would be any different than getting a brain chip.
One more time. All I'm saying is the eye sitter just does it the best way possible, is far more efficient than any teacher could ever be, ever.
I don't know, but I have to go to a meeting, so we can talk more about this after work.
God, Dad, what is it?
What's going on in there? It sounds like a pack of rhinos running around.
God, you're so old. Rhinos are extinct. You know that.
Look, it's a phrase. Seriously, though, what's going on in there?
Milo's coming.
Oh, really? Where are you guys going?
He's actually here. He just got here.
You know that holographing in this household is still against the rules.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Everyone else gets to do it. It's just like video chatting. You did the same thing when you were young.
Ava, if you and your boyfriend want to graph, that's fine, but you need to do it in the living room, where I can watch you two.
Ugh!
So, Mom, how was work at the jewelry store today?
Stressful. New technology is overwhelming. If you told me 20 years ago I'd be working in retail like this at 70, I would have laughed at you.
Yeah, well, it's the price we pay for a living a whole lot longer.
But is it worth it?
I mean, what exactly is stressing you out about work?
Everything is online now, and if I do interact with a retailer, it's supposed to be from their online profile, which I don't even know how to work the system. I wish retail was like it used to be. You come in, I greet you, I help you find what you want, I cash you out, and I tell you to have a great day. It's not like that anymore.
It seems like it's getting harder to tell where humans end and machines begin. Technology touches every aspect of our lives. I see it all the time at work. It seems like every case now I take has to do with some technological issue or another.
I mean, the world isn't going to go back to the way it used to be when you were younger. It's only going to get worse from here on out. So the sooner you can adapt to these technological changes, the better.
In the clip you just saw, Charlie and Emma discussed the issue of having artificial intelligence raise their son Max. It's predicted that Europe's most experienced futurist Ray Hammond that by 2030 there'll be robotic nannies. With the different resources available, in 2030, changes will be made in how we raise our children and in turn will affect their development. By 2030, there'll be breakthroughs in computing, healthcare, communications, and robotics that will lead to the development of a computer essentially watching a time. Systems like Leapfrog offer an interactive learning experience for children that teaches them basic skills like reading and arithmetic. Advancements in video surveillance also contribute to the possibility of a robot nanny. With the decreasing size of cameras and their increasing availability, video surveillance will be an inexpensive and essential part of robotic nanny. School-aged children spend 70% of their time outside of schooling. Is it effective to have children spending their time with a robot or a human being? Humans aid in the emotional, social, and intellectual intellectual development of children, which requires emotions and sentiment. Computers and robots in 30 years will not be able to instill moral values and life lessons into young children that humans have a huge role in today. A child needs human compassion when they wake up from a nightmare or scrape and fall their knee. They need human guidance to help them learn from their mistakes. However, these new resources and technologies bring about new issues that parents in the future will have to face. Having technology raise our children leaves us with the question of what kind of role model that leaves our children. Technological improvements in the future bring about a whole new range of resources that could potentially give our children an advantage in their development that we don't have today. A question we need to ask our future selves is it worth it to sacrifice the intimacy of human-to-human interactions for children being an instrument in advanced technology?
In the Carter family, Ava was contacting her boyfriend by hologram. In the future, this could be a very common tool for communication. Even in our lifetime, we've seen a dramatic change in the way that people communicate. In the future, this trend will continue. We've moved from talking face-to-face to phone calls to text messaging to video chatting and to constant communication via social networks and smartphones. And then in the future, there can be even holographing. If holographing still sounds like the subject of science fiction to you, may I bring to your attention that the renowned inventor and futurist who spoke here in a previous colloquium, Ray Kurzweil, actually spoke at the Discovery 7 conference via hologram. These new technologies are bringing people closer together regardless of the physical distance between them. And also, we have the capability to communicate instantaneously across the globe. And in 2030, your holographic image could stream to China and stand as your presence at a business meeting or to a concert in Europe like Mariah Carey did. While there are immense benefits from this technology, in the future our need to actually meet in person might be obsolete. In essence, it's possible that we could live our lives in a cubicle and our only connection to the rest of the world would be by virtual communication. While this might be a scary picture and there are some obvious obstacles that we need to overcome, this scenario might be only a small exaggeration away from our future reality. The effects of this type of living are yet unknown. Some studies have been conducted, but have been concluded that it's far too early to say what kind of effects this might have on individuals or the society as a whole. So for now, we're left to extrapolate how these technologies might affect future generations. And if our extrapolations unveil something not as welcoming as we might have imagined, we must start the discussion about what we can do to change our future.
In the video, Charlie and Emma are talking to Emma's mother, Linda, about her day at work and how she's overwhelmed by all the changes she faces. This is a feeling people of all ages can experience when faced with technological change. As Kurzweil said in his talk, the technological growth rate is growing exponentially. In 100 years, we will see 20,000 years worth of growth in technology. While technology advancements are exponentially growing, the life expectancy of a human will be increasing as well. By the year 2030, the year our skids basin, the average person will live to be 150 years old. So what do these two ideas, technological growth and increased life expectancy, mean for people living in 2030? It means that because individuals will be living longer, they will be working longer, and they will have to adapt to these rapid technological changes. As you saw in our skit, the person having trouble with technological change is represented by the grandmother. In her life, her job in retail has gone from being a person who helps out the customer and then cashes them out when they're ready with their purchases, to having to know exactly what a customer wants when they walk in the store based on their wish list made online. This type of shopping is being implemented even now, with Adidas having a virtual wall in stores to shop from. This type of retail is also depicted in the movie Minority Report, which we have a short clip of.
The road you're on, John Anderton, is the one less traveled. Make sure you are on
You can move the old-fashioned John Anderton from one small gourmet cuisine. John Anderton. You can use a Guinness right on there. Stressed out, John Anderton.
This big picture of Harrison Carter. Get away, John Anderton. Forget your troubles.
As you can see in the clip, the mall that Tom Cruise is in has eye scanners that detect what type of ads you'd be interested in. The other question that our skit raises is will our workforce change because of increased life expectancy? Social Security is estimated to run out within the next 20 to 30 years. This means that unless they come up with another plan to replace it, the elderly will have to continue working longer, not only because they'll be living longer, but because the government won't be able to support them for the second half of their life. Since 1980, the population of people 65 and older has steadily increased. By 2028, the number of workers over the retirement age is expected to rise from 3.8% to 7.9%. Along with this increase, there will be decreases that correlate. Almost all other age groups in the workforce will experience a decrease. Generation Y, which includes college kids today, is the generation with the lowest ever number of workers ages 16 to 19. This decreased number in the workforce goes along with the idea of delayed maturity. People in their 20s are getting jobs later, getting married later, and having children later. All of this can be linked back to increased life expectancy and people staying in the workforce longer. Overall, an increase in life expectancy will increase the amount of time a person spends working and increases the number of technological changes they will have to face.
It is not a matter of if technological changes will affect family dynamic. It is a matter of when. You must ask yourselves, how prepared are you for the future?
If you guys have any questions, we'd be more than happy to answer them now.
A couple of weeks ago, we had a presentation on social media. And they said that the woman from USC wasn't interested in buying habits of people 6 years ago. It's very interesting because if you look at the audience, we were all bullheaded and how do you address the fact that people are only looking at people like yourself and you have like people like myself who are all the older?
In the future, I feel as if in the future that will change. Due to the larger number of older people, there will be more advertising aimed towards the older generation because there will be such a large population of them.
I mean, by that time, like, the generations now that are in touch with technology, they're eventually going to be that older demographic. So I think now it's not as much age, like what Johanna said. I think it's just more who's more in touch with technology. I mean, I guess, I don't want to like stereotype, but elderly people over 60 plus may not be as in touch with technology, but once we reach that age, I think there'll be a whole new generation of people that, you know, can work the technology.